So many of you are aware that copyright abuse on YouTube has grown into this just massive problem over the last couple months. It's always been a big deal here on the platform because YouTube's copyright system is not very good, but recently it's gotten bad. It's gotten to the point where people with ill intentions can just easily copyright and strike a channel with pretty much relative ease. And it's not just happening to small channels, it's happening to very large channels. I mean, myself, I've had a couple different copyright strikes put on my videos. One of them was by Activision. This was on my channel with 20,000 subscribers very recently, okay? And this was because I used footage from Modern Warfare Remastered. The video was extremely critical of Activision and Treyarch in particular. The video was copyrighted. I put a claim in, or I actually disputed the claim. Have not heard anything back from them. I do not see them ever, releasing that claim. I think after a month, if they don't respond to the claim, YouTube automatically disregards their claim in the first place. But yeah, Activision struck one of my videos. I didn't talk about this ever because I've been waiting on a response from Activision. I've been waiting for them to do the right thing and release the video, and they haven't yet, so I guess I'm going to talk about it now. As far as I know, they have until like March 4th to get that video unclaimed or to continue their claim, which would be a blatant, misuse of fair use. But then again, that's a channel that just now crossed 19,000 subscribers. At the time, it probably had 8,000. So I've had them here on this channel before too, with 210 plus K subscribers. I've had some unfair copyright strikes put on me before. And it's almost like these companies don't realize that 210,000 subscribers that I can easily bring this publicly to is a PR nightmare for these companies. Well, apparently the folks over at Vox did not get a hold of the memo that abusing copyright here on YouTube is a big problem and that you will be called out for it because they have just completely struck multiple big channels here on YouTube, including Review Tech USA and Bitwit, over them criticizing them for a video they did back last year, I think. This video was them basically building a computer. Now, this video was terrible. Not only did the person who was in the video have zero idea on how to build the computer in the first place, when building it, they made several key errors that could have led to safety problems such as electrical issues. It would have led to the computer not running efficiently. Basically, they made a lot of mistakes that people who don't know how to build computers often will make. And the point is that a company that big with a production value that big should have had a professional computer building person or a PC repair person actually come through and at least supervise the guy in building it. And that putting out a video in that way that was basically how to build a computer was dangerous because it might actually influence and teach people who have no idea how to build computers the wrong steps and guidelines for building them. So they were called out on it. People like I said, Review Tech USA, who has 800,000 plus subscribers, made videos and live streams about this whole situation. And, it was within fair use, especially within Review Tech USA's situation, because I remember watching his video when it had come out, or I'm sorry, his live stream, I should say. But basically, he did this live stream where he recorded his reaction to the entire process of this computer being built. He obviously would stop it at key critical errors throughout time, and he would, talk about why that was a problem, what you should have done in that place kind of thing. Basically just criticizing this video. Well, there was a lot of videos made around this subject. A lot of people criticized, mocked, and overall just destroyed this video by Vox or The Verge. They're pretty much the same thing. Well, they didn't like that. They didn't like that people made fun of them and criticized their video. So what is the first thing that they did, as the reputable news organization that stands for free speech that they are? What did they do? They copyright struck everybody who made content about that. Now, thankfully, I didn't make a video on this topic. I had planned on doing so. I don't know if you guys know this, I am a PC enthusiast. I know most of my gameplay comes from console, but I do love building computers. I'm fascinated by them, and I've built my own computers in the past. But I now realize had I made a video on that, there would be a copyright strike on my channel. Now, apparently they are releasing some of their claims. Apparently they are releasing some of the strikes on some of the channels. But like in Review Tech USA's situation, I don't think his claim has been released as he put out a video today calling them out. And thankfully, other YouTubers have also been calling Vox out for this as well. Keep in mind, they are not the only big company that is abusing the copyright system here on YouTube. They are not the only ones who have, with ill intent, used the copyright system in their favor here on YouTube. But god damn it, we're going to make an example out of them because this is ridiculous, and on top of that, it is against the law. Now, people always ask me, because I talk about this topic, okay, they ask me, how do they do this and why do they do it? Number one, the reason that they do it is because they know most YouTubers cannot legally fight them back. YouTubers like myself, we do not have the cash to pony up a lawyer every time we get a copyright claim, take this massive company to court, and possibly lose our ass in court because some douchebag over at Activision or some douchebag over at Vox decided that they wanted to take our video down just because they didn't like it, okay? That's expensive. Court is expensive. Fair use is hardly defined in court when it comes to YouTube and things like that. The most landmark case that I can even think of is when H3 Productions went against the Matt Haas Zone against their critical video against him and whatnot, and they won, thankfully. They won with fair use, but that one court case is pretty much the only shining example of YouTube fair use, and it's just too expensive, so they know that, and then they just abuse the system, they bully people around, and they know that most of us are individual creators who are already dealing with demonetization, most of which is directly due to Vox and their misleading against YouTubers and things like that that caused the adpocalypse, okay? So they know that people can't go against them. Most of us barely are making enough to even think about going to court with them. You know what I'm saying? Most people are living day to day pretty much on YouTube. They're living a very basic life. They get enough money to support themselves, but we're not all rice gum, you know, dropping thousands of dollars on hoodies and things like that. They know that, so it's easy for them to abuse the copyright system. Now, why do they do this? Well, there's a plethora of reasons, really, why they could do something like this. The biggest reason is simply because they don't like how the video portrayed them, okay? We just saw Just Destiny abuse the copyright system against Lieutenant Cobra, a smaller YouTuber, who is now blowing up because of the situation. I digress, though. We now see the Vox and the Verge, a quote-unquote reputable media company, who is now abusing copyright against multiple YouTubers over a single video that they would love to get rid of because it makes them look stupid. Activision abused it against me and still has refused to get rid of the claim. So it's not one company, it's not one person, it's widespread. Everyone knows you can abuse copyright on YouTube, and now it's being weaponized. And this is a special fuck you to the Vox, okay, for doing this to people. Because they probably thought this wasn't gonna happen to them. That this whole PR nightmare of all these creators, I mean, Boogie2988 talked about it, Review Tech made a video about it, I mean, everyone's pretty much going to talk about it. I mean, I'm nowhere comparable in size to these guys, but I'm talking about it, and, you know, they have 800,000, 3 million subscribers or whatever. I only have 200,000, but it's happening to me too. And it's happening to creators smaller than me, and they have no way of fighting it. They can't even verbally speak out against it because they don't have an audience big enough to really get a message out there to the point that it would actually become scary for companies to mess with them. And that's what's so bad about YouTube's copyright system. YouTube does not intervene. YouTube does not decide anything in the process of the copyright claim. Basically speaking, you're at the whims and hopes of this company to just do the right thing and release their claim, and if they did it with ill intent like Vox and The Verge did, or like Just Destiny did, you might as well just chuck that out the window, man. And I'm hoping YouTube starts to notice the problem. I'm hoping YouTube starts actually doing something about this and starts actually punishing people for abusing the copyright system here on YouTube. Because did Review Tech USA deserve to have his channel hit with a copyright strike because the Vox got a boot up their ass because he made fun of them for being stupid? No, he doesn't. And yes, it's illegal as all hell to do something like that, to abuse the copyright system and to falsely claim things like that. But they're bullies. That's the problem. That's all they are. They're a bunch of bullies. They know people can't actually do anything about the legality of it because, like I said, am I going to pony up and take Activision to court over a video that didn't even make probably 1/100th of all the court fees that I'm going to have to end up paying? No, it's just simply never going to happen. I'm pretty sure Review Tech USA doesn't want to pony up and go to court with Vox and all these other people either. But the Vox has been a shady news organization that has been known for trying to silence people on YouTube for the longest time. They're at least partially responsible for the adpocalypse that has kind of hurt the platform. Every time something happens on YouTube, they have to make just a bullshit article about it, they have to lie about it, and that's pretty much how these quote-unquote journalists get their paycheck. They see something on YouTube, and they bully, and they lie, and they manipulate. That's all Vox is. But this is just yet another example of the problem here on YouTube. This has become one of the biggest problems overall. I mean, a couple months ago, it wasn't as big of a deal. I mean, it's always been there. Copyright has always been a problem here on YouTube. People have always been getting false strikes. But recently, the problem has been getting worse. Companies are weaponizing it. They're using it to silence people. People are just using copyright as a weapon here on YouTube. It's not right, it's not fair, it's extremely illegal, and it's ridiculous that this is still even a problem. YouTube, get your shit together, fix your copyright system, make sure to protect your creators. Stop letting these companies walk all over us. Stop letting people false claim things just because they don't like it, because that's all this really was. Do you think Rich over at Review Tech, do you think he honestly was not in fair use by giving his own commentary and criticism of the content along with a view of him? Okay, it was transformative. That's the definition of fair use. But just like with all these other guys who criticized him and made fun of Vox, okay, they got a boot up their ass and they just went through and they just mass copyrighted everybody for it. Make sure to send YouTube a little bit of what you have to say about the whole situation. I think people need to start bringing copyright up to YouTube more, because they bring up everything else but copyright, it seems like, and it's becoming a problem. It's something YouTube's going to have to address at some point, so, you know, go make sure you let Review Tech USA know that you stand with him. Go make sure you let the rest of these guys who made these videos, let them know that you're with them, guys. You know, it's getting hard, you know? It's getting hard to defend yourself against these companies here on YouTube, and it's gotten ridiculous, and I'm sure they would appreciate a little bit of support. Rich makes a lot of great videos over at Review Tech USA. I encourage you to go subscribe to his channel. I mean, can we copy strike the Vox? The Verge? Can we copy strike them? Activision? Make sure you go ahead and let me know whether or not you're going to steal my money. I would really appreciate it, as I am buying a house and that money would come in handy. Follow me over on Twitter at @SubToOptimus. I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. I also don't get copyrighted over there, so it's a great way for you to keep up with all the live notifications for my brand new content. Join the Discord down below. Once again, great way to get notifications of my content. Lots of great things going on there. Thank you to my channel members for your $5 a month. Your support helps my channel tremendously, especially when your videos get copyrighted and you make no money off of them. You guys helping support our content it's awesome, man. I can't thank you guys enough. The support on my channels recently has been awesome. Thank you guys for that. And yeah, until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, copywriting Vox, and signing out.